What's up, guys? Rick from DFS On Demand here with your betting preview for the WGC FedEx St. Jude Invitational. Now, big news, and maybe you can kind of see the little spoiler alert behind me, or if you've been following on Twitter, you probably know this. I have partnered with SportsGrid to release an hourly show every single week dedicated to PGA sports betting. It is called, of course, Golf Betting On Demand, and it airs Tuesday nights, 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern on sportsgrid.com. It is also available on the Fantasy Network's YouTube channel. I'll make sure to tweet it out, all that good stuff. I'm really proud of it. The team that I'm working with is awesome. It aired for the first time at the Open Championship, so it's brand new, and I'm dying to hear what you guys think about it. So with that being said, that is an hour-long show. We deep dive into a lot of things, but I still want to put something here on the YouTube channel that we can talk through a little bit of sports betting. So I'm just going to pick out a couple of things that I find to be the most interesting. This will probably be a quick hitter, maybe less than 10 minutes every single week, just so that we can kind of talk through the process a little bit more. But again, if you're looking for something in-depth, sportsgrid.com, the Fantasy Network's YouTube channel, and I'll make sure to tweet out that hourly show. Okay, so looking at the betting board for this week, what we've known about WGC events is kind of the cream rises to the top here. You usually get some of the big dogs that can win this, or at least the guys with winning pedigrees. So this week, the guys at the top, Rory, DJ, Brooks, they're all a little bit too short for me. I've actually started my card a little bit lower than that. I'm going out and betting Cantlay. I got him at 22 to 1, but I think I see him right now in some places where he's actually dropped to 20 to 1 already. And Cantlay is just the type of golfer that fits the mold for what we would expect to find success at TPC Southwind. So he was where I started my card, but I think one of the largest values of the week is actually Hideki Matsuyama, sitting there at 33 to 1, and he's stayed there. I bet him at 33 to 1. I'm still seeing him at 33 to 1, so he really hasn't moved at all since he was posted. There's plenty of reasons to like Hideki, most notably the fact that strokes gained approach is more important at TPC Southwind than any other course on the PGA Tour. It is a ball striker's paradise, and Hideki is known for that ball striking. He's got the second best strokes gained approach behind only Henrik Stenson in the field this week. Outside of the missed cut at the Open Championship, Hideki's been playing well. He's been knocking on the door. A 6th place at the Memorial, a 21st at the U.S. Open, 13th at the Rocket Mortgage, and 7th at the 3M. He's trending in the right direction. He had the longest cut streak. I think it was 28 straight events on the PGA Tour before missing the cut at the Open Championship last week. I'm willing to forgive and forget, and there is some percentage of me that thinks that missing the cut last week might actually be a benefit for the guys that could get out of Northern Ireland, get back to the States, and prepare for this week. It might not be the worst thing in the world. Now, in the hour-long show, Golf Betting On Demand, I talk about a couple of fades, guys that I'm avoiding for various reasons. One of them I want to mention here is Andrew Putnam. I saw that OddsChecker had him as, it was like the second most popular bet of the week here at this WGC Invitational. He was 66 to 1. I see him moving down to 50 to 1. Even still, listen, I really do like Andrew Putnam, but just not this week in this field at this number. There's guys that I think have a much better pedigree, Kevin Kisner, Danny Willett, even guys like Keegan. I think they're actually much more likely to win than Andrew Putnam is, and Putnam is shorter than all of them. Putner. Where I'm going with this is Putnam is a great putter, basically. And that's his one out, right? If that putter gets cold for any round or 2 or 3 or 4, he's kind of in big trouble. He doesn't gain many strokes in other places, but this number is just much too short, and I think it's been driven down by the fact that he had a lot of great success overseas, right? He played well at the Scottish Open. He made the cut and finished well by his standards at the Open Championship. So this number is just a little bit too low. I'll engage Putnam at various times throughout the next, 18 months or so, but this is not going to be one of them. And then what I'll do is I'll wrap here. So I'll pull up, I love the matchups, and we've kind of talked about this where I really believe the efficiency about through betting outrights in the PGA Tour, it's getting harder and harder. Books are just killing us on numbers. But the matchups, I think, is where there's still some inefficiencies on their side that we can take advantage of. So I have created a tool, a matchups tool that I've actually shown in previous weeks. And I will tell you, by the time you're watching this video, the tool will be live on dfsondemand.com. Go to the homepage. On the right-hand side, it'll be underneath the PGA tools. It'll be the head-to-head matchup tool where you're looking at it right now. You'll be able to punch in any two golfers in the field and see, based on their strokes gained and this calculation from both Joe Pita, Data Golf, who have all done additional work, and I've kind of just expanded on it, basically true win probabilities and what their money line should be. So the example that you're looking at right now, if you're watching on the video, is Patrick Reed versus Paul Casey. I'm seeing those two guys at what is the word that I'm looking for? I'm literally blanking right now. Even money is basically what I'm getting at here. They are both minus 115, a coin flip to win a tournament matchup. This was one of the bigger differences that I noticed. So I actually have Paul Casey closer to being minus 180. Winning this matchup about 64% of the time. That's a pretty significant margin in these head-to-head matchups, but Casey benefits a lot from that approach game and his upside here at TPC Southwind. So that is going to be one of the matchups that I'll bet. I'll bet the Casey side of this, but now that this tool is available, you're able to go through and punch in different players and see what the true odds are going to be. I'll warn you, this is still definitely version 1. I've been testing this for a handful of weeks. I think it's really, really solid. If you put in two guys that are very different, if you put in Rory versus like the 200th ranked golfer in the field, you're probably going to run into an issue. But it's much better on the guys that you actually get matchups from posted on sites. Like the sports books don't post Rory versus the 200th guy in the field. They post Rory versus Brooks, Rory versus DJ, etc. So it's much better the closer the two players are, which is what we're seeing here. And that's usually what the matchups that are offered. So that is now available through DFS On Demand. Let me know what you think about that. And let me know what you think about this show. And if you'll watch Golf Betting On Demand for me, I think it will be really valuable each week and it'll keep getting better. All right. That's it. Tweet me. It's at DFS On Demand. I'll talk to you guys soon. Good luck.